Hi there, Andrew Lessman here with a little bit of a longer version and a longer description of our monthly special for the month of December, which incorporates two products, two very closely related products. But whether or not you're supplementing calcium or CalMag, vitamin K2 is simply essential. Whether you get my vitamin K2, MK7, or not, it's something that everyone needs to seriously contemplate. And in most cases, because it's not really something suitable to be placed in all multivitamins, it's generally something you're going to be supplementing separately. So vitamin K2, MK7, it's something that we've been talking about, or I've been talking about for almost a decade. It's now beginning to see the light of day in terms of the larger market. The larger marketplace, they tend to not focus on products until they become very popular. I tend to focus on products when the science becomes compelling. And the science on vitamin K2, MK7 became compelling about a decade ago. And vitamin K1, which is where we've all pretty much heard of vitamin K in the past. And vitamin K is called vitamin K because originally, I believe it was originally discovered in Germany. And in Germany, when you talk about coagulation, which is what vitamin K1 relates to, blood coagulation, blood clotting, it's spelled with a K. So coagulation is spelled with a K, therein vitamin K1. So vitamin K2, MK7, it has an entirely different mechanism. They share the same name or the same root just for biochemical reasons, but not for activity reasons, not for its physiology within the body, the role it plays within the body. Vitamin K2, MK7 is all about how your body uses calcium. And the way your body uses calcium is directly related, of course, to the health of our bones, but also absolutely positively related to the health of our blood vessels and arteries and the way in which our blood vessels and arteries are going to age. Because the aging of our blood vessels and arteries, specifically our arteries, can include calcification. And it's, of course, something we seek to avoid. It's something undesirable. And the role that vitamin K2, MK7 plays in your body, it's sort of, as I like to call it, it's almost the traffic cop. It sort of polices where vitamin K2, MK7 goes and where it stays where it's supposed to stay and doesn't go where you don't want it to go. Obviously, we want it to stay in our bones. And our body exists in a state of equilibrium when it comes to a mineral like calcium. And by a state of equilibrium, meaning that we have calcium in all our cells, absolutely required to be in all our cells, but obviously we have a very large reservoir of calcium in our bones. And we don't want that reservoir of calcium in our bones to be leaching out into other tissues within our body, certainly not into our arteries with the accompanying rigidity, and elasticity is critical for our arteries, the youthful vitality of our arteries, and healthy aging. So vitamin K2, MK7 has been shown in clinical studies as part of its role in managing and regulating the movement of calcium within the body. It's been shown to increase arterial flexibility, resiliency, and that's really what we seek. And without getting into the complex way in which, and it actually isn't all that complex, but the role and the way it exercises that role, exerts that role within our body, it's very simple and straightforward to say that if you're seeking something that ensures that the calcium and magnesium that we try to get from our diet, or that many of us seek to supplement in dietary supplements, which many of those calcium supplements can be kind of unpleasant. We'll speak about that in a moment. But vitamin K2, MK7 is absolutely, positively the foundation of that intelligent effort and those investments that you might make. So as we age, all of us need to focus on the health of our skeleton. All of us need to focus on the health of our arteries. And for a very interesting reason, vitamin K2, MK7 is at the very center, or is the very foundation of that focus as we get older, because the resiliency of those arteries is part of how we keep them healthy. The retention of calcium within our bones is how we keep our bones healthy. And vitamin K2, MK7, that's exactly what it does. that's exactly what its role is within our body. So to the extent we want to age gracefully in both our arteries and veins, which is a critical part, obviously, of heart health, because keeping our heart healthy isn't really so much keeping our heart healthy as keeping our coronary arteries and those other blood vessels healthy, resilient, flexible, clear, so blood can flow through them readily. That's the key to the health of our heart. So vitamin K2, MK7 goes to the very core of that, and certainly the health of our bones. We want to not force ourselves to take large amounts of calcium. I'm always someone who says take no more than 500 milligrams of calcium at a time and manage your calcium so that you get away with the minimum dose necessary to achieve the health benefit you seek. And by ensuring that you have healthy levels of vitamin K2, MK7, 100 micrograms a day is a perfect dose. By ensuring you have those healthy levels of vitamin K2, MK7, you maximize, you optimize the results of the calcium that you're getting from your diet, the calcium reserves you have in your body, and you also ensure that those calcium reserves aren't going to tissues like the arteries and veins and other blood vessels that you don't want it to penetrate. So again, vitamin K2, MK7, not something you hear many other folks talking about at all, but at least now when I speak about it, I can encourage people to do a little bit of research online, and you could find lots of published studies about vitamin K2, MK7, and you could hear other folks speaking about it. It's something we've been talking about, I've been talking about for about a decade. I've recognized its importance long ago, and even I recognized its importance, but there was no raw material available. I couldn't make a product. Now we can make a product, and the product has only improved over time. So I encourage you, this is its best pricing of the year, so I encourage you to enjoy the benefits of vitamin K2, MK7. It breathes life into the calcium in our diet or the calcium we supplement, or our calcium magnesium intensive care. Simply stated, it's an affordable calcium magnesium product, but most importantly, it will be easy to swallow. It will not upset your stomach as most typical supplements can, and it will be absorbable. You get the benefits you seek with no stomach upset, no difficulty swallowing, and none of the other problems typically associated with a calcium or magnesium supplement. So enjoy.